Hello everyone, welcome back to Smart Investing. So this topic is going to be the overview on trends and also a bonus ticker symbol. So the overview on trends, uh, when it comes to technology, I think it'll do okay, but we have to realize that uh, DeepSeek came out from China, and that was a really big issue, and it should have went down further than it did the past few months when it first came out and that was announced. uh, China is definitely a big competitor to the US, but also uh, friends as well when it comes to goods, services, and products. So they came out with the AI version of like Chat GPT, and basically they did it cheaper, better, and faster and less costly. So that basically looks like a slap in the face on our end because we spend so much, and then we have companies like Facebook, Nvidia, and the past few years, they're reinvesting into their business with their capex and all that, but then they're just trying to sell chips or make chips, and then there's hardly no willing buyers. So yes, we're advancing it at some level, but I really want to see, and it's going to take time, ROI. So Nvidia was the one that's pretty much the big fish in the sea. Everybody's rooting for Nvidia, the earnings and this and that. But I've been looking at smaller companies that are very more underrated because they have more potential. And then also the reason being is that smaller companies, it's hard to find them, but they tend to do better in general just because of they have much more to lose. So in order to not lose that, they need to perform better than the bigger companies, if that makes sense. So it's kind of cool to root for the little guy because, also your gains are bigger and you're not spending more on a bigger name. Yes, it's harder to find and there's more risk involved, but when you're finding the right company, doing the right things, then it just needs to be watched and you can just go from there. So I think tech is still going to do good for this year. The one that's so far doing kind of bad is the pharmaceuticals sector. Trump has actually announced that he wants to lower the cost on American products when it comes to pharmaceuticals, that we're paying so much on healthcare. I think it had to do with the shooting from last year, and that came into light, and people trying to take credit for that. And if it wasn't for the guy Luigi or whatever, I hate to bring that up, but it's the truth. I'm not saying what he did was right, and it's not completely wrong on all levels, but that situation brought in a lot of insight and perspectives as to, wow, we really need to take a look at this and reiterate it and see what's actually going on. So the corruption with that is still ongoing, and we're trying to find out as to why pharmaceutical companies are charging like $1,300, let's say for like insulin, when we're getting it overseas. We could get it for overseas for like less than $40 or something like that. So the profit margins are just insane. So that's only with the purchase of medicines. That's not even counting like other kind of medical related sectors, like even insurance or other treatments and whatnot. So the medical industry on the public markets is it's in some fire. It's getting some negative sentiment. I don't know if that's gonna fade out in a few months, but it's been a topic for quite some time, so I'm going to safely say that that's going to continue throughout the rest of the year. We're already almost halfway into the year, so I'm going to stick with that. Um, I still like oil. Now I'd say I feel neutral about it. I was very bullish on it, but it's starting to slowly fade. Typically, it's volatile during the summer and in the spring, but I'm still bullish on it. But even though it's fading to neutral, I still like the oil industry. I still think it has a lot of potential, undiscovered potential. Trump kind of lost sight on that, and again, we still need to find different ways to create energy uh, aside from, people love nuclear, but still, I think solar's still a good investment. We've been talking about obviously the oil and gas. We have natural gas all around the U.S., so that's what we need to be implementing. I'm a strong supporter in that, and then also a balanced way of having energy resources as well. I just don't favor one or the other. I think all energy resources are important, but the only one I really tend to stay away from that I really don't like is nuclear, just because of the fact that if there was ever an error or indication to where uh, something went wrong and chemical got out and spilled over or whatever, we're actually dealing with radioactive material, and that for the environment, it's just brutal. It's just poison around the environment, and that's just deadly in itself. It's almost like a chemical warfare, pretty much, and that's the worst scenario that I can see. And obviously, since I'm the pioneer of scenario analysis, I could strongly state that, you know, radioactive chemicals and radioactive energy and waste around any given area is just very toxic to any kind of environment, wildlife. Just the risk is too enormous to see that versus the reward. That's something we just don't want at all. Um, you can try to do that in a tiny island, away 100 miles away from the U.S. and do all that and do nuclear energy, but testing or whatever. But to do it on American soil, I don't agree with nuclear energy. It's just an accident waiting to happen, especially in the conditions that we're in with the way the weather works and all that. This is like that's a definite no for me. Other people might feel differently, but I don't think it's a good idea to actually go with nuclear. So let's try to stay away from that or keep it at a minimum, because that's something that if something bad happens many years down the line, that's going to be remembered, and it's going to cause a horrendous tragedy for our American citizens. So other than that, thank you guys for watching. I have one bonus for you, and this is the ticker symbol. This is the ticker QBTS. Company name is D-Wave Quantum. I haven't looked at it its entirely, but it's doing okay. I think this company is going to do pretty good for the rest of the year. They are involved in the development of quantum computing, and they help various businesses in different sectors. It says here cloud services. Where is it at? Let me just read this. They're in. So here it is. Factories, industrial construction, designs, drug discovery, and other various sectors. So that's definitely a plus for me. This company was actually launched a few years ago, 2022. They do IT services and consulting. So quantum computing is pretty cool. So I'm going to show you my screen real quick. Share that. I know it's backwards. My phone is all jacked up, but there it is. ticker symbol QBTS. That's going to be pretty bullish throughout the year. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys sticking it out with me. I'm tired. I'm going to call it a night. And I know I talked too much. The videos were way too long. But it was much needed, much appreciated, much supported. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.